Been resignation after resignation at the Oklahoma Department of Education under the leadership of State Superintendent Ryan Walters.
We've told you in just the past month and a half, all of the department's lawyers have seemingly resigned, as well as the chief of staff and others. These were people Walters hired to help carry out his agenda.
The question that has remained through all of this is why. Tonight in a News 4 exclusive, we are hearing from one of Walters' own hires who is opening up about what she saw behind the scenes that led to her resigning. News
4's Spencer Humphrey is here with her story. What's she telling you, Spencer?
Yeah, well, Kevin, that woman, her name is Pamela Smith Gordon. When she took her job at OSDE, she was a big fan of Walters, almost probably as big as anyone. And his ideas, she really supported. But now she says that she is concerned Oklahoma schools won't survive the rest of his term.
If there's one thing to know about Pamela Smith Gordon,
education is most definitely my passion.
It's that she's devoted pretty much her whole life to public schools.
I taught and I coached and I became a principal and then, of course, superintendent, assistant superintendent.
If there's another thing to know about her,
I am a God lover.
It's that, like many Oklahomans, she describes herself as a Christian conservative Republican.
I'm not crazy about liberal agendas.
And when now State Superintendent Ryan Walters ran for office, she was all in.
I was excited about to get back to those conservative values of, and when I say biblical worldview, I'm thinking honesty, integrity, accountability, all of those things that make for a good school and for a good administrator. Transparency, all of those things.
She accepted a job with his State Department of Education, serving as Walters' Director of Grant Development and Compliance.
I was truly excited.
But quickly, she says, that excitement began to fade.
One of the things that I asked was that I needed to meet with the state superintendent within the first 10 days. Very important to me. To know his intent from his own mouth so I could be successful in my position. So the first 10 days came and went, and after almost every day saying, am I going to get to meet with him today? And every day being told that he's not there.
She tried meeting him at his office.
His hall to his office is behind locked doors with an armed guard. You were not allowed to go down his hall, much less enter his office. There were a select few that were graced with his presence, but department heads were not.
She says numerous times she asked Superintendent Walters and his staff for access to a software she needed to use to finalize grant requests. She never got it.
We ended up losing a couple of million, and that concerned me. And he wasn't concerned. That couple of million was safety programs for our schools, mental health programs for our schools. These students were not being served. And when I asked several times to speak with him and even started emailing him directly, I was called to an office of someone that had his ear and told that he would never see me, stop contacting him, that he was too busy.
That's when she drafted up this letter, informing Walters she was resigning after 4 months on the job.
I said, when there were things that were being neglected and we were not serving our kids, and it didn't matter how often you got on TV to tell that the grant office is doing fine and we are getting money in. No one ever spoke to me.
While that may have been her final straw, it was not the only one. She was disturbed by Walters' focus on the Tulsa School District, a public campaign that she says was not designed to help the district.
Instead, we humiliated. But we didn't just humiliate them in their own town. We humiliated them in their own state, and then we humiliated them nationally. And when we humiliated them, we didn't just humiliate the administrators that weren't liked by the State Department of Education. We humiliated teachers that had put years into these kids. We humiliated kids. We humiliated parents. That's not what we do.
Now, in her time away from the job, she's reflected a lot about the man she once hoped would be the saving grace Oklahoma schools needed.
I definitely don't think that we can survive another 3 years with the way it's going now, for sure.
In fact, she wonders if maybe there was a different plan all along.
If it's not any better than this year, no, I can't see. I think our rural schools will cave. I think that's probably the purpose, as if we have less rural schools, then monies can go to private and charter.
Now, I reached out to the Oklahoma State Department of Education earlier this week and asked their spokesperson some specific questions about each of the allegations you heard Smith Gordon make. The spokesperson didn't specifically answer any of my questions, but he did say that he believes her accusations are, quote, vile and inaccurate. Now, I only had time here to touch on just a little bit of everything Pamela told me, so up right now on KFOR.com, I have a full story going into even deeper details that I'd recommend you read.